Morning Dish.
He's the hardest working man in show business. His band's music takes you into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
It's the Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're back with you. We're tickled to death to have Chad Thornsberry on with us. He is one of the greatest comedians out there, and he is becoming one of the most sought-after clean comedians of today. And on top of that, he has got the sexiest voice in comedy. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I tell you what, I don't get to talk to too many people where I don't have the thick accent anymore, so it's great to talk to you guys today.
Chad, he's been talking about your voice all week. He's been trying to make me say that you were sexy, but he's the one.
Sexy voice. Yeah, there you go, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I get Peyton Manning and Trey Gowdy and Jimmy Stewart all the time. Those are the guys I get all the time that I sound like. But,
I get the Jimmy Stewart. I do hear that in your voice.
Oh, he appreciates that. Yeah, thank you.
I love Jimmy Stewart.
Lord.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, and very topical today. If there's something people want to talk about, it's Jimmy Stewart. How am I doing so far? Really.
Man, you've been rocking. I love your stuff that you because you've actually did you really grow up in a trailer park?
Yeah, I did. Town about 800 people, and then I moved to the city of a town about 1,000 people 10 miles away. So, we got out of that a little bit. But, yeah, no, all that stuff completely true, and everybody just, how can you live in towns that small and all that stuff? And, what a lot of people don't understand is, we have advantages, small-town people. We're never the victims of Internet scams.
Yeah, that's a dang truth.
And we don't have anything.
No, I was checking my fantasy baseball the other day, and an ad popped up for a one-time credit card payment of $99.95. We can send you the links and addresses of 8,000 hot and available women tonight. No, you can't.
Not in this town.
That is incorrect.
You might get 8 around here, but they definitely ain't hot.
So, Chad, where are you from? Where are you from?
It's a town called Crocker, Missouri, Crocker.
Missouri. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I explain it to people is the show Ozark. It's supposed to set Osage Beach, that area off Netflix.
Right.
It's a town about 45 minutes from where that town is.
Right.
Oh.
Well, that's actually, I think that's shot down here in Georgia. Where they shoot it down here.
I heard that too, and everybody asking about that show is like, man, does that really offend you the way they portray those people? I'm like, no, they got it pretty much right on.
And you talking about internet scams? I actually had somebody steal my identity one time, and then they sued me because I ruined their credit.
You can use that in your show, by the way. There you go. You're welcome.
The best jokes come from life experiences, don't you think?
Yeah, that's why I was talking. It's like I got a call from MasterCard the other day. Said we need to speak to Mr. Thornsberry. Like, okay, what's going on? I said, we called to report some unusual activity on your account. Like, really, what happened? And they said somebody made a payment.
Yeah,
that sounds like me.
That's about right.
The check is in the mail, bro.
So were you actually a public school teacher? And if so, what grade? What did you teach? And what grades?
I taught high school English, which
Ooh.
People find that, they find that, skip ahead to the end of the joke. I know, I've heard it. Yeah. But no, I taught high school English for a few years and everything, so that was something else. So,
that had to be miles of material for your show right there.
Yeah, the whole, you never hear a stupid question, never tell you the kid they ask a stupid question. Well, those are generally the only kind you get.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I didn't do good with English, and I still, to this day, I haven't diagrammed a sentence since I've been out of the 3rd grade. I don't understand why we have to do that.
Yeah, I know. It's like I would tell them, the kids, like, they would ask me, like, are we ever going to use this in real life? And I would tell them, no, you won't. But I had to suffer through it, so you get to suffer through it too.
Sit down there and shut up.
Yeah.
What is the deal, though? We had Reno Collier on the other day. He was a school teacher. Now here you're a school teacher. I mean,
there's no money in it, Stephen.
All the teachers end up as comedians. What's the scoop with that? Is that like?
I don't know. I know Reno. He's a good dude, but we've talked about that before. We get laughing. Like, yeah. So we go from a public school system where nobody listens to what you say to choose a job where you go to bars where people are drinking, not paying attention to what you're saying.
Man, I'm with you on that. I play music, and I know all about that. Yeah, human jukebox.
Oh, yeah. I remember the kid, he told me he was going to drop out of school. Like, what do you plan to do without a high school education? He said, don't worry about it. I'm going to get my EGD.
I'm with you.
Like, you might not be there, kid. I don't know.
I know that kid. Yeah. Oh, so how did you get into comedy from being a teacher?
You just get up and try it. I wish I had the big exciting story.
Right.
But I remember reading about Seinfeld, and they said that he would practice his routines when he's 4 years old to a bird he had in a cage, and which is a cool story. And you know me, I just decided to go up and do it one night. And it went really well. I'm like, oh, this is pretty easy. Then I went back up the next time, and it went so poorly I didn't get it back on stage for a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's about how good that night was.
They just didn't get your jokes. That's what it was.
But he had a good breaking in. I've taught in front of high school kids, and you were broke in right. If you were able to deal with that public school with the high school kids, getting up in front of an audience doing comedy had to be, I don't know.
I know y'all teachers think you got it bad. I'm a school bus driver. That's where it's at right there. That's where everything happens.
How close do you come to just jerking in the ditch every once in a while? I mean, that has to cross.
Yeah, tell us, Stephen.
Well, I got all my listeners out there with the kids on their bus, so we probably need to.
There's another drug test coming.
I mean, I coached high school basketball for a few years, so I mean, I had to ride on all the bus trips. And I just see the bus drivers.
The smell.
See it in their eyes. I'm like, okay, man, just give me a
chill.
few seconds before before we go off the bridge. Just give me a little heads up. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. I understand what you're going through.
There ain't nothing like the smell on an athletic bus either when you're traveling for ball. Ooh.
I'm just telling you, man. I mean, you're supposed to make kids sit down and behave and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of say, if they ain't bleeding, they ain't stopping. So that's kind of the.
Right, we're not dragging this trip out any longer than we have to.
If you need medical attention, we will stop. But other than that, y'all keep on going. Whew, Lord of mercy. Now, this COVID stuff, has it been keeping you pretty slowed down? Are you?
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
I wish I had something funny to say. But no, the whole world shut down and everything. So
now you got a date. You got a date here on the 28th. Is that happening at the? It looks like it's a private event for the community college, but
yeah.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, they're so rare. You think it'd stick in my memory a little bit. Everything on my website is pretty much up to date. And like later this summer, I'm going to talk. We're talking about public schools. I actually have a show that I'm performing at a public high school at 9 in the morning, and I will tell you this, since you guys are in Georgia and the show's in Missouri, it's going to be horrible.
Oh, I can imagine. That's just too early, man.
Those kids are still asleep.
You want to know what a bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds don't want to hear? Some middle-aged guy talking about putting together puzzles with his wife.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that, but...
It pays the rent, right?
Get the check first, man. I always seen the big guy for the money. That's what I say. So now all this stuff going, I feel sorry for y'all because all the politically correctness going on, man. Has that affected you at all, or you just don't care and I'm going forward anyway?
If you listen to my stuff, I'm pretty boring. I don't talk a whole lot of politics anyway. I write some jokes for some people every once in a while, but man, I talk about my wife and where I grew up and my stupid voice, and that's kind of the things I want to talk about. And I don't do a whole lot of politics. I don't do anything religiously. It's not what I want to do. I'm not opposed to it per se from a comedy perspective, but it's just not what I want to talk about. And coming in a house where when I got married, I had a daughter from a previous marriage, and my wife had 2 daughters from a previous marriage. I was in a house with 4 females.
What were you thinking? Ooh.
I tell you what, I talk about now what I want, when I want, just because I had years of not even getting an opinion.
Yeah.
So, that's the way that went.
I'm telling you, I try to stay away from religion because I get it all mixed up, man. I do. I try my best. There's so much out. I didn't even realize. I thought Hail Mary was Hail Mary, but it's not. It's the other one, you know.
He thought Lutherans worship Lucifer.
You thought the Catholics with Hail Mary were just really into football. I understand.
Yeah, that's where I was at with that, you know. Packy's he's a Catholic, you know, and so he's going to make it to purgatory. I think that's about as far as he's going to get.
Well, Chad, I was going to tell you, we can help you out with material. You need to come on over here to North Georgia, spend about 3 days with Stephen. You'll have enough material to last you for the next 2 years. That's a guarantee.
Well, that might be. It's not like I don't have time right now with everything.
And it'll be
going on.
clean comedy, which is what you specialize
Look,
in.
you don't know how many preachers around the area actually get a sermon from our show in the morning. So
He gets text from his preacher while we're on air. He gets messages.
Oh, it's all right. It's all good.
That they get ideas for sermons, or is it more kind of a thing? This is what you need to stop doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, anybody can be a bad example, and that's still helpful. That's the theory I live by.
I'm with you, brother. We must be kin somewhere along the line.
Ooh. Hey, I'm looking
the way
at
we sound, we very well may be.
I'm looking at your website. So if folks want to catch up with Chad, he's at chadthornsberry.com, and he does have some tour dates coming up. I'm looking at Missouri and Fort Myers, Florida. I'm helping you here with your schedule. Apparently you don't know it, but you're supposed to be in Fort Myers on April 9th, just so you know.
Fort Myers, April 9th, of course, that got canceled, but it is scheduled for 2022.
It doesn't say that. Oh, it does say postponed. I'm sorry.
There you go. It's going to open back up. I hope it hadn't hurt.
Dang it.
We play music. It ain't hurt me in this because I'll have about 10 or 15 people show up anyway, so they can social distance.
I know that. That's what I said. Chad, it's going to be about 30% capacity. I'm like, well, good heavens, I've done
You
Sunday
stepped
night
up.
shows in Michigan. I am used to 30% capacity shows. I've done those.
Now, do you still live in Michigan? I mean, where do you live at now?
I live in Missouri.
Missouri. You're still in Missouri, so what
Yeah,
time? What
still
time
there.
is it out there?
It's an hour behind you. So what are we, like 7:40 probably, give or take?
Yeah. So it's really dark after this time. I like this new time, man. I don't like the old time. I like this new time.
It amazes me how many people can't grasp that concept. I had a show Saturday night, and I was driving home. I was like, yeah, I've got about a 4-hour drive home. And the guy said, well, yeah, but you get to pick up an hour. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's still a 4-hour drive. That doesn't affect the time of the drive. It's not like it hits 2 a.m. and just automatically catapults me 70 miles down the road.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That wouldn't be bad.
Jeez. You got to get you one of them. Do what?
Oh, go ahead.
You got to get you one of them self-driving cars. You can just get in the back seat and sleep and let it take you where you're going.
I've tried that before without a self-driving car. It doesn't work out too well.
So now, how long you been married?
It'll be 10 years this July.
Wow, so your kids are pretty much grown up now?
Kids are gone and out of the house, and I love to see them, and I kind of like that they're gone a little bit too, so that's nice.
Oh, you got a naked room? I got a naked room. My kids moved out. I got me a naked room.
Ugh. The paint is peeling off the walls in there, I'm telling you.
If you think I'm going to comment on that in any way, shape, or form, you're mistaken.
Especially after finding out how sexy he thinks you
Lord
are.
have
So,
mercy.
yeah.
Hey, look, I'm tan. That looks good when it's got tan on it. I'm all about that. So anyway, Chad, I'm gonna tell you, brother. We hope we done you some good. Hopefully, we ain't ended your career on the show this morning. But
No.
I love your stuff, man. I really do. And I like
Thank
that.
you. I really appreciate it. I
Yeah.
really do.
And Chad, he's serious about that. During political seasons, people pay him not to endorse them.
That's true.
When people come on this show, they just automatically lose every election. We've never had a winner on this
Well,
show.
they will come on the show before us, which is more news-oriented and political-oriented. But as soon as we get here, they pretty much run out the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I think one of the things that I like about the clean comedy, that's my favorite. There's so much stuff out there that's just grimy, gritty, and
Right.
vulgar. It's not even funny stuff, and people. But
Yeah.
I love your style. And I love what you do. And it's Sid
Oh,
Davis's
thanks.
birthday today. You know Sid?
What's that?
Sid Davis. You know Sid Davis?
Oh, I do know Sid. I like Sid a lot.
His birthday. Today's his birthday.
Is it really?
Yep. You have to call him, wish him happy birthday.
I will. I was always jealous of Sid because he used to be an airline pilot and got to fly everywhere for free.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I guarantee it.
Like, man, that's not fair. You're supposed to be a struggling comic sleeping in rest stops and empty hotel room parking lots. You're supposed to fly everywhere.
That must be nice, man. I'm with you. All right, well, we got to get to a break, man. I sure do appreciate you getting up early and giving us a call. Love to have you back sometime if you got time to do that, maybe before all
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime. I'd love to talk to you guys.
Thank you, Chad.
All right, we appreciate it. Y'all check him out. Oh, no, you got the website?
ChadThornberry.com, and he's got his social media posted there as well. He's got his Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the top of the page. But what I thought was funny is if you go to his Facebook, he actually goes through here and tells a few jokes.
Yep.
It's pretty cute.
Yep,
So anyways.
Man, we appreciate you.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. See you guys.
Thank you for listening. This is Stephen Phillips, host of The Morning Dish. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have a lot more interviews out there to listen to. Plus, you can listen online every morning at WJULradio.com or Lake 97.7 WJUL. And give us a like on our Facebook page, The Morning Dish.